Last thing is 7.1, in which we talk about net change. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you, even though some of the homework problems we talked about making sure to write whether it was moving left or right or stopped, we're not going to worry with that. We're only going to do total distance traveled and displacement. So again, total distance traveled and displacement. Hold on just a second, because let me say this while I'm thinking about it. So on the test, here's the thing. On 6.2 and 6.4 and 6.5, those three things we just did, you have to, now you can use your calculator, but you got to show, your work. On 7.1, what we're about to do, you can use your calculator and, set up the integral but do not solve, right? Okay. All right. So I'll kind of split it there, Bruce. So let's do about 3 of these, and hopefully I can get this done in about 15 or 20 minutes. So we're just going to do again the use the calculator, set up the integral but do not solve. Well, I'm sorry, I said set up the integral but do not solve. We're going to set up the integral, we're going to solve, but we're going to use our calculators. Okay? All right, so let's look at that. So let's do 3 of these problems. I don't know. Can you? So number 2, yeah, I don't care.
That's what's not working.
Hey, will y'all please be respectful? So velocity is 6 sine 3t. I'm just kidding. You don't have to be respectful. 0 to t pi over 2. So this is, we're going to do 2 things here. We're going to figure out displacement, and we're going to figure out total distance traveled. Displacement and total distance traveled. So again, what would I be looking for here? Well, 2 things I'm going to look for: that you wrote the integral down correctly, and that you got the right answer out of your calculator for it. So let's go with displacement. All right. So integral, you guys tell me.
Integral from 0 to pi over 2.
Okay, 0 to pi over 2. Of 6 sine 3t. dt.
Plus c.
That's it. Okay. Now let's use our calculators to figure out what that's equal to, and that will be our answer. Okay, so here's what the graph looks like. But it says 0 to pi over 2. Well, actually, you know what? Go ahead and let's find the displacement. I'll talk about the other part in a second. Now, total distance traveled. Well, pi over 2. Pi is, you see that there's pi. That's about 3.14. And pi divided by 2 is about right there. So anyways, in order to do total distance traveled, what do I need to do differently? Or what do I need to do? Well, but I need to figure out what, as far as the graph goes.
Top and bottom.
Yeah, where is it crossing at? So since this thing was, so we're going from 0 to pi over 2. So I'm going to put my x scale, since it's obviously pi over 2, it needs to be more than that. Let's make it like pi over 6. So that way it's, 1 6, 2 6, 3 6.
You said it's pi over what's in front, right?
Yeah, but, huh?
Where do we go to put all that?
Window, yeah.
Windows.
X scale.
Okay, and now we're actually able to look at the graph here and see this is from 0 on the left to pi over 2. Okay, now, so this is 1/6. So where does it cross? 2/6.
Wait, what did you put in for?
I put 0 to pi over 2, since that was 0 to pi over 2. And I'm making the scale pi over 6, or like Miles was saying, you see that 3 right there? Pi over 3. Make that your scale. Either way, we are able to see when we do that, this thing crosses, it changes direction at pi over 3. Okay? So that means I'm gonna need to take, well, could be what? You guys tell me. So how do I do total distance traveled then? What are the integrals I need to write down?
0 to pi over 3.
All right, so total distance traveled. I've got the integral from 0 to pi over 3, and I'm going to go ahead and just put v in here of, of v of t dt. That way I don't have to write that 6 sine 3t again.
Plus
So-
the absolute value.
Plus, all right, good. Plus, then we've got from pi over 3 to pi over 2, but it's negative. So to find total distance traveled, what have I got to do with this negative area? Absolute value it. So I'm going to do plus the absolute value of the integral v of t dt from pi over 3 to pi over 2. And so when we figure these two things out and add them together, we get 6. All right, let's do one more of these. All right, so one more here we want to do. We're going to look at number 4, 6t squared minus 18t plus 12. And we're going from 0 to 2.
It's going to be the interval from 0 to 2, 6t squared minus 18t.
Yeah, so displacement, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's just the integral over the interval.
Got my calculator.
All right, so I've graphed this one and I'm putting it from 0 to 2 with a scale of 1. And when we do that, what can we tell?
And it crosses that one.
It crosses at 1. Yeah, so we're going to use that information in just a second. But as far as the calculator, we can just do integral from 0 to 2 of that. Does anybody know what we get?
Get 4.
Get 4. Okay.
Zero to 1 dt plus the absolute value.
So he told me then that the total distance traveled, he said you take it from 0 to 1. Is that because 1's halfway?
No, it's because that's where it crosses the x-axis.
That's where it crosses the x-axis. Since this, instead of having to write all that equation again, yeah. Plus, now you got. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get it right. So you guys tell me, is this right?
Nope, absolute value signs, because it'll be negative. And then it'll
So
cancel
did you
out.
say absolute value signs?
No. The other
Okay.
way.
Well, you can do it on both. It doesn't really matter. But not all
Wait, you said the other way?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So like that.
No.
Alright. Oh no. Alright, so that, and when we do that, what is it we had done getting? Well, you better get on it.
6.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Alright. Done.
Exact same as last time.
Oh,